Respect, unconditional love, married upon self. Sitting there chilling out, watching some docs myself, and normally I would go in on the aspect of traveling inside yourself, right? I don't know, my mind is pushing me towards something else right now. And I mean, it's basically the basics. Um, for the last few days myself, I've been, replenishing, you know, releasing and getting my balance in order. But, we are like our culture is, I mean, for lack of words, retarded. You know what I'm saying? Like, even the heads who feel like, they are in some form of, control of a piece of knowledge. And what I can remember is at certain intervals in time, most of the things that's privy to have as far as knowledge wasn't even around. People didn't think on those type of levels. What was given, and if you gravitated to it, you gravitated to it. Plain and simple. Now, people give you some different documents or another book that seems to be old or knowledge by this fake ass professor or whatever have you. Everybody will just by default say it's true. Like, we are the worst with a governor. Like, we don't like. And I remember back in the day, it used to be like terms that was like, believe nothing of what you hear and half of what you see. You know what I'm saying? We actually stood on these things because we knew the fact that our reality, jurisdiction, place, and time names were being manipulated and moved around to suit other people. Nowadays, you got everybody running around blabbing off a whole bunch of shit. If it feels right to the character of the individual, which may be trying to lighten the energy of being disrespectful in themselves, or having a controlling aspect in themselves, or just wanting to be right, period. And despite the fact of how they bring any of these fractions around, they just want to be correct. So if you go against that pretense, they have everything to say, as far as them being weak in their emotional standpoint. So now we have what they call debates, and we at each other's necks online, um, confused. Most of the people are satisfying mundane, simple little vices just to have some form of a reality with no governor. And yes, for the most part, a lot of niggas do a lot of messed up shit, and females been doing messed up shit. You take it how you want. My point for all that is, if you're not finding something that's not available for everybody, right? You got to keep this in mind. Like, our knowledge is not privy. Nobody gonna tell you your truth. Think about that shit. If I got your ass in slavery, you banished on your own land. I got you in slavery. Why would I tell you anything good about yourself? Why would I give you any prowess and to make you rise? I will never do that. What I will do is I will clog your mind up with a whole bunch of bullshit and keep you dumb. And if on top of that, I allow you to have a voice, I will manipulate and put more conjunctions of falsified information in your face so therefore you can feel like you talking truth. So here come the nigga. And I say nigga because he's ignorant. Here come the nigga with everything written by somebody else, don't give a damn about your soul. And that's really what it's about, it's your soul. I was told by an elder when I was young that the trees was the closest thing to a family member that original people had because they gave us breath. They gave us, they transmuted the oxygen into something else so we were able to breathe. So when they started chopping the trees down, and creating books and papers, by default it was a spell because they were putting words on the paper for you to read. So now you got a body in your hand, a dead body, okay, with words on it that you deem to be truth. The only truth that it was is that book was able to manipulate you because you hold your family's life in your hand. How much do you pay attention and how much do you respect the life you have? How much do you respect the process of life that was given to you through the ecosystem? And I mean that, the ecosystem, because it echoed around the plain T so you can have something for your growth as a child of the universe. Where we were in one spot is not even the point. We were all over this globe originally. We were all over this plain T originally. So there's no particular spot to say where the original man was, or what type of class the original man was. There was never no term to separate us. I am not an inanimate object, so you're not going to call me a color, even though we call ourselves colors. Some things should be simple enough for you to dissect for yourself. And on top of that, for us to always run to another circumstance to try to prove, that means you are trying to uplift yourself or make yourself have some form of camaraderie in life because you might not have any. So most people complain about lack thereof of what they got. You know, most people don't have anything, period. Nothing, no family, no nothing. You know what I'm saying? No anything. So nobody really don't care about the issues at hand. What they care about is truth. So when you use these indoctrinations, you're basically following up in other mundane forces. And it's going to be a constant repetition because what drives you is the fact of your emotional content. Understand that the whole point was to keep you down. From the fact of them using these wars from way back when. You know them fuckers lied about them wars back then? When that bitch ass nigga called over the motherfucking, Japan, and asked him, what he said, what you would do if we send, if an American plane fly into your water space. The Japanese dude was like, yo, we gonna shoot that shit down. So then he came back to America, got all over the fucking line and was like, yo, we about to have a war. That motherfucker robbed America blind. Took everybody fucking property and their motherfucking money. And if y'all don't be remembering this shit, y'all better wake the fuck up and stop being slow, man. This whole process was to keep control over you. Look at how the news used to play on TV. They would put war in big red fucking letters because red is the top chakra. Look at how the rainbows come down and condensate. It's red first. But in an indoctrinated thought, when we talk about chakras, we talk about red being the stable chakra at the bottom. But if you look in the sky, you see the first condensation come from the sun be red, and it ends out being purple. Look, I ain't even about to go into what people say. I look at actuality. Motherfuckers gonna say what they think and follow motherfuckers because they confused. You know what I'm saying? Deep down inside yourself, you're a fucking idiot. You know what I mean? But I really don't care, neither way, shape, or form. I mean, I go off my perception because my perception is important. It's important for me to have a functioning understanding of life. That's all I really focus on. And I try to share my experiences with people so maybe they'll open up their perception to a clarity and don't just following people blindly. I'm not going to go too deep. I just want to keep y'all informed that this plan to keep you blind has been going on since the beginning of time. So don't think it's different now. Fuck out of here. Ariel, Nagael, respect, unconditional love, marry upon self. You already know what it is. God of awakening gods. Respect.